Hi, welcome back to our talk about changing your world. I'm John Patrick Hickey. We were talking about being a person of influence, being able to really cause change. And now we're looking at Christians really moving outside of the church. The one thing I really hope that you understand by this point is that as believers, your place is not behind the walls of a building, that it never was meant to be. Again, let me ask you to read between the book of Romans and the book of Jude in the New Testament. You will find your life as a believer mapped out for you clearly, simply, and it tells you how to live, how to interact with the world that you're in. And in doing that, you're not going to find where it says that you are to hide behind the walls of a church, and everything you do needs to be within that Christian culture, within that Christian context of being within church. You see, we've done that for too long, that if we're going to do something, we do it within a Christian community. We do it within, the church walls or a protected setting. Christian, we're going to talk about Christian business or Christians and business. So Christians in the business world had to have, in a sense, a Christian business, like a Christian bookstore or something that was labeled Christian in whatever they do. And the thing is that that's not what we were called to do. Christians need to be part of the community. You see, we live in a world where business is an important part. As believers, you should be some of the best innovators, definitely the best workers, definitely the best business people that there are, because you're honest, you should be straightforward, you should be hardworking, you should be committed, you should be loyal, you should be faithful, you should be the best people, the best employees, and the best heads of companies. And if you have a business that you're doing, go for it. You see, there's a lot of Christians who've had some wonderful, and I've talked to many of them, who've had some wonderful business ideas. And they're just business ideas. They have nothing to do with their faith per se. They have everything to do with a business culture or supplying some need that the public has. And yet they've been discouraged from going into that business because it was so-called secular, or they weren't part of a Christian community. That's foolishness. We need to be out there in the community. I don't care if you're making rubber ducks. I don't care if you're opening a grocery store, if you're doing Fortune 500 company, whatever it is that you're doing, you should be the best business people that there are, because these are the people of influence, because you're doing these businesses on Christian principles. And you should be highly successful in the things that you do because you're good at the things that you do. You see, Christian people should never hide behind their Christianity, which they do many times. People fail in business, and they fail because they hide behind their faith, which is a disgrace. We're to be successful because of our faith, not hide behind it. God wants you to excel at everything that you do. We are here to give honor to God. God is not some mediocre deity that we just kind of grovel before. We're just slave labor to do mediocre jobs. We are our servants. We are our fellowship with the King of Kings. We are somebody who is going to serve the best that there is. There are many great business people who built huge empires, who have been committed Christian people. I think of Mary Kay Ash and Zig Ziglar and the founder of Walmart. My brain is turning off here. There are many other people who are committed Christian people who've developed huge businesses. very successful businesses and kept their Christian principles. And that is what you should do, because then you are truly that person of influence that you can do. Let me encourage you. You see, understand this. All discoveries, everything that is around you, everything, watching this video, the computer you're watching it on, everything has been discovered by someone. It all comes out of here. Someone had an idea, they put it to work, bang, there it is. Nothing was just, poof, God just created it. It's there. Other than nature itself, you, it's, everything was the idea of man. Now yes, God gave man those ideas. God made man a thinking creature. He made him a creature that creates, because we were created in his image. We are creatures that create. And as believers, we should be in the forefront of that creation. We should be someone who thinks and develops and grows and creates. I want you to get out there and develop those ideas that you have. Someone, someday, is going to find a cure for cancer. I know that to be true. So, why not you? Someone, someday, is going to find a way to purify water so that people can have clean drinking water all over the world. Why not you? Why not you to discover any amount of discoveries? You see, we tend to get this idea that everything has already been discovered. It hasn't. We haven't even begun. There are so many wonderful things to be discovered, so many great things. And it doesn't matter what your passion is. If your passion is grocery stores, if your passion is to go to Mars, I don't care what it is. Develop it, work it, learn about it, grow. Be the best that you can be, but keep your Christian principles. You see, your faith enhances those ideas. It doesn't take it away, it builds it up. God gave you those purposes. This is when I'm talking about you living your purpose, that is your purpose. Don't get this idea that your Christian purpose is always this thing of ministry. Everything is ministry. There is no such thing as not being in ministry as a believer. I don't care if you're shining shoes. Everything is ministry. Everything is service. So get out there and make those discoveries. Be the person who's going to make the greatest change, no matter where that change is. That change can be within business, it can be within science, or, as we'll talk about next time, it can even be in the arts. For the Growth Center, this is John Patrick Hickey, and I want to encourage you to always live your purpose and change your world.